Hello ladies and gentlemen, Season 3 of City Skylines. It's been a while since I've done a City Skylines series. This one is going to be a little bit different than the previous series that I've done. The first series and the second series were both of a let's play type of series. This one, however, will be more of a tutorials type of series. It's going to be the same city, but I'm going to develop it, and as I come across ideas that I want to share with you guys on how I've done things, I'll make a tutorial video instead, and you won't be there for the day-to-day grind of getting roads placed and zoning done and all that sort of thing. The city is called Tutoria. We're playing on the Islands map. I've never played this one before, and I'm very excited to play it because it's going to have lots of cool bridges and underpasses and whatever. The goal of this tutorial, as the title implies, is how to start your first city. This is a question that comes up quite often from new players, especially when they try to connect this first interchange. They always have problems with it. So we're going to start there. How do you connect this interchange into your city? Well, the typical way a new player does it is they pull a road like this, and they pull a road like this, and then they connect the two. or they do something like this. Without this in place, and it gets absolutely messy. I'm going to do one. This is not obviously the best way to do it. This is not the only way to do it, but it's the way that I've found most success in the very beginning of having a city to keep traffic congestion to a minimum and allow you some flexibility in the development of your city, and that is to make a large roundabout. So we are going to extend this out by 20 cells, and we're going to use the curve tool, so I better click on that. So 20 cells, and then down 20 cells, and then down 20 cells again, and over 20 cells. Okay, now we've run into a bit of a glitch because there is a gap here. Well, what do you do about that? What I like to do is bring this road down, slide it past just a couple cells beyond where our roundabout is, and let's get our roundabout going again, and we'll connect that, and then we will just delete. Okay, so now we are basically starting the semicircle over. There's a slight bit of a flat part, but it's a flat part on both sides, so it's not a big deal. Click out 20 again. If I can get it there we go. Oh, I was on the wrong tool, excuse me. We got to go to the curve tool with one-way road. Okay, so we're going to go out 20 and up 20. 20.1 apparently. That shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, there we go. So now we've got our full roundabout. And from there, we can make a bit of a... it's not really an off-ramp, but it's kind of an access road. So we're going to use the straight tool to get this done. We're at, say, let's do it at 59-ish degrees. And we'll do that same thing at about 59 degrees if we can. Let's try it from this side instead. 63. Can't quite get it to what I want here because it's locking. Let's see if we can take the click off here. We might not get that perfect. Okay, well, let's just do it like this for sake of example. And then this road, you can make the main artery road of your city. And I'll explain what that is in just a sec, but I got to go fix those one-way roads here. So these one-way roads, if you look at the arrows, they're both pointing in this way. That's not quite what we want. We want the road to be one way and then the other way. So upgrade tool, right-click, and it switches the road. So now they come through the roundabout off of here and they go down here, and if they want to leave the city they come here and they go there. This should keep the traffic flowing very, very nicely. It's off center, I don't care, this is a tutorial demonstration. So what do we do off of this artery? Well, what is an artery road to begin with? An artery road is a road that carries traffic through your city with some speed and efficiency. And to do that, you want to keep the congestion off of the road as much as possible. And this means that you don't have zoning on that particular road. So we build off capillary roads, I like to call them, and we zone on those ones. So we're going to zone some residential, not with the block tool, but rather with the marquee tool. And we're going to do that so that the zoning doesn't touch this main road. So people won't be stopping here, they won't be parking here. The traffic will be much, much less if we keep the zoning off of that big road. So we are going to then zone this side as well. So now we have some basic residential zoning. We need to do a little bit of commercial zoning. We're going to pull just a small artery road off of the main road as well, and grab some commercial zoning for there. It doesn't need to be much because this city is very, very small at this point. Just a couple little blocks. Maybe we'll do a couple on this side as well. Okay, so we've got our commercial taken care of, and now we want to do some industrial. So let's extend this Avenue Road quite a ways down, and we will do some off Artery Road industrial zoning. There we go. Okay, so we've got our zoning in. We currently only have demand for residential, but once people move in, the demand for business and industry will in fact increase. But we won't get anybody moving here unless we have some electricity. So we're going to start with the hippy-dippy wind power and stick that up in, it was a 7 megawatt area, so that's okay. And we'll pull this down toward our residential zone. Once this develops, it will spread power to other areas that are connected. But because we don't have anything connected to this, we're likely going to have to put a short jump of cable between these two. Likewise, we're going to have to connect the business here and also the industrial area down here. That should give us a connection once these areas develop in. What about water? Well, you need a couple things of water. You need a pumping station to supply water, and you need a waste disposal pump to get rid of sewage. Note that the river here is flowing this way and out, but it's also flowing upward this way. What you want to do is take your fresh water from an upstream location. So up here, fresh water is coming in here. We want to grab it right there. And then we want to pipe into the city. So we'll grab a pipe. Let's start with the industrial area. Put this across, and we'll just follow this main road up for efficiency's sake. And then we'll put a couple little pipes just off of here. So that should cover everybody for the time being. But this thing also needs power. Now, because these are going to be a little slow to develop, we won't just want to run from here because we're going to need the water right away. So let's grab a line and bring it across the road here as best we can. Guess that's the only angle that'll work. And then we'll run it over to our pumping station. We can get rid of these lines later on, so don't worry about those. But they're just there for the time being. Now we need to get rid of sewage because people are obviously going to create it. We're putting it on the downstream running away from our city river. So let's put it right there. This too will need some power. And so we will grab a power line off of here and power it to there. Let's get the simulation running. So far we've taken care of our main road. We've zoned a few things to meet the demand. We've got power up and running. We've got water up and running. There's going to be one thing left to do, and that is to place a garbage dump because the Sims do create some garbage. Later on, when you've got some unlocks, you'll come up upon an incinerator. I actually don't even have access to the garbage right now as it is, so we're going to have to wait for the city to develop just a touch more. Oh, one thing that I forgot to do is connect the pipe to the sewage plant. You can tell that by these things that are popping up here. So let's get that pipe connected, and that should resolve that issue. We need to make some more residential zoning so that we can get our population up and get garbage dumps on the go. So let's do one more zone over here. And that should suit just fine. They're going to need a little bit more water supply. Now the goal with the starter city is to get this number, this is your weekly income, to a positive green number. And once you've done that, you know you've reached the point of being somewhat self-sustaining. And from there, then you can plan your city and make improvements as your budget will allow. Our RCI indicator is indicating to us that we have a fair amount of industrial demand, but if we look, we still have open industrial zoning, at least for the very slight time being, it looks like. So we might need to address that issue once these two fill up. I think I will just give us a touch more because we will have to expand our residential in short order. And they're going to want jobs as well. So let's pull that down. Let's just double check that they've got water. Yes, they do. And we are close to getting the 400. And I want to show you the garbage dump, which unlocks here at 400. So you see we still have some more residential demand. And we don't have any more residential lots. So let's get one pulled over this way. We are about to bulldoze our electricity here. I think these are close enough that it will attach, but these guys might be out. But we'll keep an eye on it. It's not going to be super detrimental if they go for without power for a few minutes. Okay, so we've reached the hamlet stage, and that's unlocked the garbage disposal. Now this creates a lot of pollution, the kind of stinky pollution, not noise pollution. So it needs to be away from your residential area. Don't stick it up here. That's a horrible idea. But you put it on kind of around your industrial area or farther out where people aren't likely to be. I'm just going to make a little sub road off of here, and I'm going to stick it right on that road. It still does need to be fairly accessible to the city because the trucks take time to get to and fro. Looks like we need to connect some electricity from here, so we'll pull it down to there. And it does look like the electricity is spreading over to this side, which is great. And everybody appears to be happy. We are in the positive, and we can call that a success as far as our starter city is concerned. We've taken care of all of the issues of the Sims, except for these guys who apparently don't have water. We'll do that really quickly before we end the episode. So now you've gotten to this point, you are ready to expand your city as your budget will allow. If you care to stick around for the next tutorials, I'm going to start with some more basic things and move up to some more advanced design tips and those sorts of things, guys. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I'm always amazed that I look at my analytics and 95% of the people that watch my videos are non-subscribers. I would love to have you guys as subscribers because I do make videos on the regular, at least I try to, as much as my day job can allow. But please do think about subscribing. Please like the video. I hope you liked it, guys. Until next time, bye-bye.